History is more or less bunk. It's tradition. We don't want tradition. We want to live in the present, and the only history that is worth a tinker's damn is the history we make today. There is no failure, except failure to serve one's purpose. For what purpose do you suppose you are living on Earth? Do you know what you are here for? I'll tell you what every living person is here for, and that is to get experience. That's all we can get out of life. Hard knocks have a place and value, but hard thinking goes farther in less time. Two classes of people lose money: those who are too weak to guard what they have, and those who win money by trick. They both lose in the end. When people are stung in false investment schemes, there are three causes: or infantile trustfulness. The best way is always the simplest. The attics of the world are cluttered up with complicated failures. I do not believe that material accumulation is the whole of success, and on the other hand, I do not believe that true success ever excludes a sufficient possession of wealth, but wealth as a means, not as an end. People are never so likely to be wrong as when they are organized, and they never have so little freedom. Perhaps that is why the people at large keep their freedom. People can be manipulated only when they are organized. It isn't the incompetent who destroy an organization. The incompetent never get into a position to destroy it. It is those who have achieved something and want to rest on their achievements who are forever clogging things up. To keep an industry pure, you've got to keep it in perpetual ferment. If a young man wants to fit himself for the politics of tomorrow, let him fit himself into essential industry for the purpose of learning how best to conduct it for the whole public good. The remains of the old must be decently laid away, the path of the new prepared. That is the difference between revolution and progress. Politics in the true sense have to do with the prosperity, peace, and security of the people. Any man can learn anything he will, but no man can teach except to those who want to learn. Education is preeminently a matter of quality, not amount. Competition whose motive is merely to compete, to drive some other fellow out, never carries very far. As betting at the race ring adds neither strength nor speed to the horse, so the exchange of shares in the stock market adds no capital to business, no increase in the production, and no purchasing power to the market. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. Paying good wages is not charity at all. It is the best kind of business. The best way to make money in business is not to think too much about making it. We now know that anything which is economically right is also morally right. There can be no conflict between good economics and good morals. Of all the follies the elder generation falls victim to, this is the most foolish, namely, the constant criticism of the younger element, who will not be and cannot be like ourselves, because we and they are different tribes produced of different elements in the great spirit of time. Mass production is craftsmanship, with the drudgery taken out of it. The most dangerous notion that a young man can acquire is that there is no more room for originality. Be ready to revise any system, scrap any method, abandon any theory, if the success of the job requires it. The gifted man bears his gifts into the world, not for his own benefit, but for the people among whom he is placed, for the gifts are not his. He himself is a gift to the community. Experience is the harvest of life, and every harvest is the result of a sowing. The experience which young people must crave is that of success in some service for which they are naturally fitted. Man minus the machine is a slave. Man plus the machine is a free man. We are entering an era when we shall create resources which shall be so constantly renewed that the only loss will be not to use them. There will be such a plenteous supply of heat, light, and power that it will be a sin not to use all we want. This era is coming now, and it is coming by way of water. Most people think that faith means believing something. Oftener it means trying something, giving it a chance to prove itself. I attribute whatever I may have been able to accomplish in life far more to my wife than to anything else, and to everything else put together. But I cannot flatter myself that I found her because I was a good picker. I believe profoundly that we are guided and led in such momentous matters. The home of tomorrow will make women free for work, free to work as they like, not as they are bound to do by the past. I will build a motor car for the great multitude, constructed of the best materials, by the best men to be hired, after the simplest designs that modern engineering can devise. So low in price that no man making a good salary will be unable to own one and enjoy with his family the blessing of hours of pleasure in God's great open spaces.